This is KPW with This Week in BC Minor League Sports on CJSF 90.1 FM. You can also find us online at www.cjsf.ca and on TELUS HD channel 7014. Now, on this weekly program, we talk about local, collegiate, and major midget hockey action because it's a community radio station. So no NBA or NFL or MLB or NHL on this program as usual. Though I have to say that it's kind of an exciting time of the year with lots of action in all of those sports, whether if it's the off season trades and signings or the action on the field, ice, and court, if you will. But we'll focus strictly on the local stuff on the show. Now, we'll kick things off on this week's program with a recap of SFU Athletics action for the week ending December the 7th. Here's Jeremy Gritton on SFU Clan TV with the update.
Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of Clan TV Sports Desk. I'm Jeremy Gritton, filling in for Jade Richardson today, and here are the SFU Athletics stories that you need to know. The SFU men's basketball team defeated their rival Western Washington Vikings for the first time since 1998 by a score of 122 to 118 on Saturday in their Great Northwest Athletic Conference opener. SFU was led by Sango Niang, who had 29 points and 7 assists. The confidence-boosting victory in front of 1,100 fans in the West Gym improved the team to 5-3 overall. The 240 combined points were the most ever scored in a GNAC basketball game, and SFU's score of 122 was the most Western Washington has ever allowed in school history. Prior to tip-off, the university honored Canadian hero Terry Fox by raising a banner with his name and retired number 4 to the West Gymnasium rafters. The Fox family attended the ceremony, where Terry's original jersey was presented to them. Earlier on Saturday, the women's team came back from a 14-point deficit in front of the home crowd to defeat Western Washington 74-71 in their GNAC opener. The Clan, which improved to 5-2, got a game-high 23 points from Aaron Chambers, 15 of which came in the second half. Meg Wilson had a double-double for the Clan with 18 points and a game-high 10 rebounds. For the second straight year, the women's cross-country team finished 7th at this year's NCAA Division II Cross-Country Championships in Louisville, Kentucky. The men's team pulled off a 20th place finish after entering the championships unranked. The Clan women, ranked 6th heading into the meet, finished as the top team from the West region. Jennifer Johnson earned All-American status by finishing 30th overall. Oliver Jorgensen was SFU's top runner on the men's side as he finished the 9.65-kilometer race in 88th place. Finally, we invite you to join us Tuesday, March 3rd, 2015 at the Vancouver Convention Centre West as we celebrate the gathering of the Clan with Canadian icon Steve Nash. Hear the story of his rise from a high school basketball player in Victoria to two-time NBA MVP. All proceeds from the Gathering of the Clan support SFU athletic scholarships. Tickets will be on sale January 5th, so stay tuned for more info. For more on these stories and everything else SFU athletics, visit our website, athletics.sfu.ca. For SFU Clan TV Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Gritton. Thanks for watching.
And once again, that was a recap of the SFU Athletics action for the week ending December 7th. Now, one thing I should mention as well is when you go on to athletics.sfu.ca, you can actually watch the two basketball games that Jeremy was talking about in his recap, because they actually posted the videos of both the men's basketball victory on the website as well as the women's basketball team's victory as well from that weekend. So, if you're interested in checking those videos out, you can go on to athletics.sfu.ca and you can watch those two basketball games from start to finish on the site there. And actually also find those two games on YouTube as well. So a great service that the SFU Athletics website is doing is putting these games on their site so that you can watch them. Obviously, if you are interested in following what happens with the sports action that's happening on campus. Now, getting back to current stuff, the SFU women's basketball team will be in action today at 1 p.m. at home against the Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros, and then the same two teams will play a second game tomorrow as well at 1 p.m. So, back-to-back games for the women's basketball team against the Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros. Both games will be held at SFU, and both begin at 1 p.m. And meanwhile, the SFU's men's basketball team are off until the new year. Now, as for the SFU men's hockey team, they are off as well until 2015. They next hit the ice on Saturday, January the 10th at home at the Bill Copeland Sports Center against the University of Victoria. The SFU men's hockey team is currently in second place in the BC Intercollegiate Hockey League with a record of 8 wins and 6 losses. They trail Trinity Western University by 4 points in the standings. And for all of the scores and highlights from SFU Athletics, go to athletics.sfu.ca. And for news about SFU hockey, you can check out sfuhockey.com. So that's a bit of a recap for collegiate action from SFU. Again, thanks to SFU for providing, or SFU Athletics, I should say, for providing the sound bites, and thanks to Jeremy Gritton for his recap and in that bit there. Now, turning to BC Major Midget Hockey League action, the Caribou Cougars have gotten off to a commanding 21-2-1 start through 24 games. So just to break it down for you, that's 24 games that the Caribou Cougars have played. They've won 21 of them. So 2 losses in there and 1 tie. So really they have had an outstanding season with just 2 losses in 24 games. Now, they've also won 12 consecutive games after completing a weekend sweep of the North Island Silvertips last week. Now, meanwhile, the defending league champion Okanagan Rockets are in second place with 17 wins in the first 24 games, but trail Caribou by 8 points. So, a good season for Okanagan so far, but just because of Caribou's strong start, the Okanagan Rockets, the defending champions, find themselves in second place and trailing by a wide margin. The Vancouver Northeast Chiefs, who play in Coquitlam, have won 8 straight games, and they have moved into third place in the league standings. Excuse me, I'm just battling a cold here. Sorry about that. So the Chiefs are a nice story because they were like in the, I guess they were a 5th place team last year. They did well in the first round of the playoffs, but before ultimately losing in the 3rd game of the best of 3. But they're a fun team to watch because they do have, they do have a few good players on that team, and they do play in the Coquitlam Planet Ice Rink. Again, that's in Coquitlam, so that's the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs. So if you're in the Coquitlam area, you can definitely check them out. Again, a strong season so far for the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs, who are in 3rd place right now after winning each of their last 8 games. As for the Vancouver Northwest Giants, the team that plays in Burnaby, and a team that once had a lengthy winning streak to start the season. I believe they won their first hand games to open the season, and we did a lot of coverage of the Vancouver Northwest Giants on this program. Unfortunately, they have been banged up, and they have had many players either injured or sick so far this season. And the Giants, because of that, have fallen to 4th place, and they actually were just swept by the 8th place Fraser Valley Thunderbirds last weekend. So an unfortunate turn of events for the Vancouver Northwest Giants, and things don't get any easier for them because they will play host to the 2nd place Okanagan Rockets this weekend for a pair of games. It's also a rematch of last year's BC Major Midget League Finals, but of course the Rockets have just one returning player from that team, and the Giants, as mentioned, are banged up, and they don't resemble the dominant squad from last year without a full lineup. Actually, just from reading some of the recaps, I believe they actually had they had 8 forwards, I think, dressed and available for one of the games last weekend against Fraser Valley. So they're definitely playing short-handed because of all the injuries and all the guys being sick on that team. Now, but for now, let's recap some of the positive highlights from the Giants from the past month. The Giants took on a horrible Kootenay Ice team back on the weekend of November 29th and November 30th, and actually it turned out to be no contest because the Giants won 4-1 and 9-1 over the Kootenay Ice to sweep that series. Austin McKay, a 5'11", 185-pound, 17-year-old forward, was one of the offensive stars for the Giants that weekend as he had 4 goals, including a hat trick in the Sunday game. It was actually a surprising effort because McKay had only 1 goal on the season heading into the weekend. And fortunately for the 17-year-old, he was hit hard at center ice against Kootenay on the Sunday game, and he suffered some damage to his rotator cuff, so he's a bit banged up as well. Now, Vancouver Northwest Giants TV caught up with Giants assistant coach Kelvin Check following that victory on that Sunday.
9-1, you guys, first time you've scored 9 goals this season, and what'd you like from your hockey club in this hockey game?
I like scoring goals. It's fun. It's enjoyable when you score goals. When you score more goals than the other team, you usually win. So we scored many more, which is good. But to be serious, I like that we played the exact same way really the whole weekend, other than the first period yesterday. We did the exact same thing regardless of what the score was. It was nice to see. We played a really mature game, moved the puck well, and scored a little bit, obviously, and our confidence built off of that.
Now, you guys have a week off until you guys are back in action against the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
I get you get some bodies back. Rylan Chernomaz will probably be healthy in 2 weeks' time. You'll probably get Desi Burgart back as well. So you're just missing the one player in Andre Margot. So you might have a chance for an AP to come up and have a full roster again, unless, knock on wood, barring anything major happening in the next couple of weeks. How nice will it be to have a full roster again?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we said before, it's like we're cursed, but we're not going to feel sorry for ourselves. I mean, injuries and sickness and whatnot is part of the game, and so it's so nice that we've got people that can play multiple roles, and guys have been shuffled in and out of the power play and the penalty kill this year, and different D zone assignments and things like that. So. It's nice to see that we knew that we had that depth, and now we can, I think we proved to ourselves most importantly, we proved to ourselves today that we can score goals. So once Desi and Ryland get back and hopefully Margot at some point, then that's obviously a good thing.
Now let's talk about some individuals for your hockey club this weekend. Coming into the weekend for number 9, Austin McQuay, 1 goal on the season. He gets 4 this weekend, a hat trick today. Just talk about what it was for him this weekend and finally getting those bounces that really haven't gone his way this year.
I'll tell you exactly the moment that it was. He was cutting through he's obviously the centerman on his line, and he was cutting through the neutral zone, and he got a pretty hard pass from his winger. And honestly, the last couple weeks he would have choked up on his stick and tried. It just wasn't a very good pass, but he moved and got the puck in a position to receive it. He got it on his forehand with his feet moving, flew down the ice, and 10 seconds, and Keegan Jones looked at me on the bench and said, that kid is so confident right now. And 10 seconds later, he scores I think it was his first goal. And, I mean, for him, it's just confidence. He had a really dumb injury where he jumped off a fence and doing a warm-up early in the year. Okay. And today, and when he came, was skating through the neutral zone on that shift, that was when Jonesy and I said to each other that he's the AJ that we expected. So I think, that's the biggest thing. He's so hard on himself. He's got really high expectations, which is fine. But when he's confident, when he's feeling it, he thinks he's just a playmaker, and he thinks all that he can do is move the puck to other guys. But he can clearly finish. So I'm pumped for him.
Finally, let's just touch on 2 individuals here on your backhand, number 5 and number 6, Colburn and Pouliot, both getting goals today. Colburn, finally, I talked to him after yesterday's game. I was like, Clint, they're going to come soon. Yeah. And he gets the first goal of this hockey game. It was a beautiful rush there on the delayed penalty. Yeah,
it was a nice rush. I don't think anybody could have stopped him on that rush there. It's like he looks like a charging rhino. He gets that look in his eyes. So good for him. I mean, he does all the right things, and he's good defensively, and he's played on the power play a little bit this year. So, we knew it was going to come. He doesn't need to score to be effective. Same with Ryan. With Ryan, a lot of it is confidence for him, too. When he's confident in his shot, then he looks at the net when he's shooting instead of looking at the puck. both of his goals today were like seeing eye shots where he's just looking at the net. So it's nice for those guys to get off the schneid. And everyone likes to score goals. Anyone that says that they don't care about scoring goals is lying. So it's nice for those two.
Now, finally, 4-0-1 or 5-0-1 as head coach in the BC Major League is filling in?
I don't know. Tyson, I don't keep track of that stuff.
You did last time, so I was just seeing if you could update us on that. But we appreciate you joining us here, and take the week off.
Yeah.
And enjoy it when you come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Tyson.
No worries. Kelvin Sheck joining us here.
As mentioned earlier, the Giants have plenty of injuries, including Rylan Shermaz, a 6 foot, 175-pound, 17-year-old forward who sat out the Saturday game against Kootenay after getting hit in the contest the day before. And Shermaz, who has 8 goals in 19 games this season, spoke with Northwest Giants TV as well during that weekend.
All right, of course, after 20 minutes of play, the Northwest Giants up 3-0 in this one. As we'll have Rylan Chernomaz join us here on the first intermission for the Northwest Giants. Of course, Rylan not playing today because of an injury. And Rylan, welcome to the broadcast here. I know you wouldn't want to be up here, but you're going to be out there playing.
Yeah.
Just talk about, I guess, this weekend for you. You suffered a big hit yesterday and just has kept you out this weekend.
Well, yeah, no. I got hit yesterday, got my bell rung, so I just don't want to take any chances today playing. So because I did get hit, the concussion would be a lot worse. So I just took it easy today, and I'm just watching. So
now, you guys didn't have the most ideal start yesterday in the first period, but you've watched a team here break out to a 3-0 lead. Talk about just, I guess, watching it from a different angle and supporting the bench and what you'd like from your team.
Well, I mean, we've always kind of struggled with our starts in the games. It's kind of been a pattern this year, but we basically just worked on our systems and stuff, and our starts have been getting a lot better recently, and especially today. A lot of big guys stepping up. Didick played really well yesterday. Just being physical and yeah.
Talk about a guy who's not known for his scoring. He's been getting tons of chances this year, and that's Clint Colburn.
Oh,
what
yeah.
a rush that was from him to get hit.
Yeah, no, that was a really good rush by Clint. As soon as he gets going, as soon as he gets that confidence, he's a really good player, really key player. And that was a great goal by him. He's got a big body, good presence. So all he's got to do is get in front of the guy and the puck, and he puts up, he produces. So.
Now, I talked with your assistant coach Kelvin Sheck before the start of this one, and the boys are feeling a little rotten, I guess, with the sense of Andre Margot. This is a tough injury for him. His collarbone broken again. He just came back a few weeks ago, and now he may be out for a matter of months, maybe the rest of the season. How does it, I guess, how do you guys take it in the dressing room losing a guy like Margot?
I mean, we all feel really bad for Margot because he's so passionate. And he loves to play hockey. He absolutely loves it, and it sucks because it's a second injury now, and he tried so hard. He came back strong. He played well. He's doing really well. So I mean, it kind of sucks for the team losing such a key player like that, and. I mean, we all feel really bad for him, and we wish the best. So hopefully he recovers a lot sooner than later this time. So, yeah, we feel pretty big sympathy for Margot this year.
Well, I appreciate you joining us here after 20 minutes, and make sure you get better. And we'll see
we'll do.
Good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you, Rylan. That was Rylan Chernomaz joining us here in the first intermission as the Giants are up 3-0 here.
That was Rylan Chernomaz speaking with Northwest Giants TV during the Sunday game against Kootenay back on November the 30th. And Chernomaz chatted with them during the first intermission. And you're listening to This Week in BC Minor League Sports on CJSF 90.1 FM. Now, the Giants had a bye week the following week after the big series sweep against Kootenay, but it actually didn't help. The players that were injured, the players that were injured still were out for last week's games against Fraser Valley. And as mentioned, the Giants fell last weekend to the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds, who were in 8th place, and the Giants lost 4-1 and 5-2, with those two teams playing a home-and-home series last week. And the Giants got some bad news just hours prior to the Saturday game against Fraser Valley when forward Kevin Wong fell ill and had to miss that contest. So I guess it hits keep getting worse for the Giants, just losing players to various sorts of ailments and illnesses. Now, the Giants will take on the Okanagan Rockets tonight at 7:45 p.m. at the Burnaby Winter Club. The same two teams then get back on the ice for a 9:30 a.m. start on Sunday. Now, in other BC Major Midget League news, Caribou Cougars captain Austin Gray has signed with the WHL Portland Winterhawks. The 6', 160-pound 17-year-old is second in the league in scoring with 22 goals and 22 assists so far this season. So congratulations to Austin Gray.
It was a goal of mine to sign with the WHL team, and that was the league I wanted to play in. So getting the opportunity when they asked a couple weeks ago was really exciting for me, and I finally made my decision, and I'm excited to be part of the future there. I mean, I was kind of debating between Junior A and WHL, and with an organization like that, it was pretty easy to make a decision which league I should go to, especially with the success they've had and the coaching, and they're a great team.
Once again, congratulations to Austin Gray for having signed on with the WHL Portland Winterhawks. Now, speaking of the Cougars, they're in town in the Lower Mainland this weekend. Tonight at 4:45 p.m., Caribou takes on the Greater Vancouver Canadians at the Richmond Oval. You can definitely check out Gray and the high-flying Cougars in that one if you're in the Richmond area. It should be exciting for sure. The Canadians and Cougars then play at the Planet Ice in Delta on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. As for the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs, who have won 8 straight games, they face the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds this weekend. Now, the Saturday game is happening in Abbotsford, and then tomorrow they will play at the Planet Ice in Coquitlam at 11:45 a.m. Now, all of the games are free to attend, so definitely if you are a hockey fan, you love if you love watching competitive hockey at the amateur level, you can definitely check those guys out. Again, all of the games are free to attend, and there's at least one series happening in the Lower Mainland, just because it's just a numbers game, because with several teams playing in the Lower Mainland, such as Vancouver Northwest, Vancouver Northeast, Greater Vancouver, Valley West Hawks as well. Excuse me. Several of those teams playing in the Lower Mainland. Definitely, it's just by going through the schedule, most of the time there's at least one, sometimes 3 series being held in the Lower Mainland, and then the other games are taking place in places like Victoria, Nanaimo, and so on. So definitely worthwhile to check out, and again, they're free to attend as well. For all the news, scores, and standings, check out the league website at bcmml.net. That's bcmml.net. That's all the time we have on this show for sports. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again next time. And my cough is not getting any better, so I'm just gonna play some music to end the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you again next time. jazz music here. And again, we'll talk to you again in next week's program.